coming to you as far as Manipur is concerned, this is the poll of polls. We have combined, this is the poll of polls, that's an average of all the exit polls. Let's stay with the figures. BJP 27 to 32, Congress 11 to 18, NPP 5 to 7, NPF 2 to 5, and others 5 to 10. This is the poll of polls as far as the Manipur are concerned. Priya, I want you to once again take each of the exit polls from Manipur before we come back to the discussions.
All right, so we have got the poll of polls there. You can very clearly see on your screen. So for BJP, 27 to 32 seats, Congress 11 to 16 seats, NPP 5 to 7 seats, NPF 2 to 5 seats, others are 5 to 10. So we have combined all the exit polls predictions and we have got the poll of polls, and there you can very clearly see on your screens whether Bharatiya Janata Party 27 to 32 seats, Congress 11 to 16 seats, NPP 5 to 7 seats, NPF 2 to 5 seats, and others are 5 to 10 seats.
All right, that is the poll of polls. We'll also, we have a lot of guests lined up. We'll also try and quickly go to our news editor in a short while from now, Nabaran Goswami, because he has been covering these elections in the last several weeks, bringing you a lot of insights into the campaign style and the nitty-gritties. So we'll pick his mind in a short while from now if we get him shortly. But at this point in time, Mr. Nurul Hassan, a lot of people thought that the NPP could emerge as the dark horse. But if all the poll predictions are concerned, you are projected to get just about 5 to 7 seats. So I know you have rejected the polls, but assuming hypothetically if this were to come true, what will be the role of the NPP?
Wasbir bhai, I just want to put one simple question. We have contested in 40 seats, and as per your exit poll, you are giving 5 to 7 and NPF 2 to 5. How is possible? How can it be considered as liable? It is totally, this exit poll is totally unreliable. It is not reliable because the number between NPP and NPF, you are making it almost equivalent. You are making that NPF is winning more than NPP. This is not at all reliable at all. And this is
not the point.
This is a handiwork of some.
That is
some bias. The point.
Let me tell you.
This is the point. The exit poll is not itself reliable. This is not itself a reliable exit poll.
I agree.
That's the point. That's the point. And at the same time, the question of hypothetical question does not arise here.
I agree.
You are saying that if this exit polls results comes true, then what will be the position of NPP? That question itself is a non-existent question.
I agree that the exit polls are not the whole truth. I agree that the exit polls are not the whole truth. But the point is, Nurul Hassan, the point remains that, you are saying that just because you contested 40 seats, the figure has to go up. Just because the NPP contested 10 seats, the figure has to come down. Is that your logic?
Not only that. Not that. No. That is not our logic. That is not our logic. The thing is that the ground reality, the harsh ground reality, the political circumstances, the situations, the political vacuum, and the people of Manipur who is looking for an alternative political party. These things has not been kept into consideration while you counted on your exit poll.
Right.
So but this is unreliable exit poll.
But
the point is that the result will be out on the 10th of March. The real facts and the figure will be available on 10th March.
Let us go beyond the exit poll. Nurul Hassan, let us go.
Nurul Hassan, we are confident.
Let us go. Let us wait till 10. Let's go beyond the exit poll. Now tell me, the NEDA convener, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, the BJP's top strategist as far as Northeast is concerned, he has made it very clear. Prithviraj is sitting here. Mr. Prithviraj Singh is sitting here during his rally at Moirang. Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma has categorically said that the NPP is not going to be part of the BJP-led government in Manipur this time. So, obvious question which my viewers wants to know from you, Mr. Nurul Hassan. This is the question which the viewers would like to know from you. Who are the potential alliance partners of the NPP? Assuming you are saying that you will get 20 seats, assuming that you have got 20 seats, you still need 11 more. Who are your potential allies?
The decisions of post-poll alliance will be taken only after the real figures are available on 10th March. And
no, I have already given you 20
political
seats.
party which
I
is
have already,
like-minded
no,
and
no,
the
Nurul Hassan,
decisions,
no,
yes,
Nurul Hassan,
decisions
I have given
made
you
by
20
the
seats.
elected legislatures and our national president.
I have already given you 20 seats, assuming. I have given you 20 seats. Who are your other allies? At least please tell me that on the show.
That categorically I am saying that post-poll alliance with which political party we will go will be decided only after getting the exact result which will be available on the 10th of March, and we will sit down with the elected legislature and the national president and we will take a call with which political party we will go. So it is too premature to decide that with which political party we will go. That's too premature now.
But your esteemed colleague, Mr. Awangbo Nyuma is sitting on the show. He is absolutely clear. NPF, your colleague in the government, Mr. Awangbo Nyuma, is sitting here on the show. He has been absolutely clear that he is going to go with the BJP. So you are not clear at all tonight, or I can understand your difficulties, of course, but what would you like to say?
Regarding that, the positions of NPF and any other political party may be different because NPP being a national political party, we have our own principle and our own style of working. The decision will be taken only after the real figures are out with the elected legislatures sitting together with the national president. We will go with like-minded political party. We will the interest of the state and the people of Manipur will be our prime focused. Keeping this in our mind, we will go for an alliance with any political party that's open. That's open.
Absolutely.
For us.
The breaking story now from Manipur is that the NPP's stand, NPP's post-result stand, the final call will be taken by NPP's topmost leader, Conrad Sangma, the Chief Minister of Manipur and the NPP National President. So that's what Nurul Hassan is saying. The NPP's post-result day stand will be finally taken by Conrad Sangma, the party's national president. Now, Mr. Hemachandra Singh, I'm coming to both of you, Mr. Nyuma and Mr. Prithviraj Singh. But Mr. Hemachandra Singh, do you think that, you also cannot say that the NPP is going to be your ally? But one of your colleagues had said on my show a couple of weeks ago that you have no problem in aligning with like-minded parties. Now, my direct question to you, do you consider the NPP as a like-minded party or not?
Absolutely, Wasbir. Why not? NPP is a party wedded to the northeastern values. It is a party which has its genesis and roots in the northeast with a national flavor. And the way the NPP has been treated is, I think, a larger insult to all of us, and also speaks of the utter arrogance of the partner who at one point of time needed them so badly and rejected them once their utility was over. So I think these things are not much about politics of numbers, but it is about principles also. And I think Wasbir, politics, anything is possible. How could you even believe that the Shiv Sena and the BJP will part ways in Maharashtra, for instance? So anything is possible because we can keep doing these polls, we can keep doing these exit polls. How long will this last? This will last 48 hours. And as of today, it is not my day. Wasbir, you will agree with me, today is not my day. But I have to keep my spirits high. And having said so, I have not given hope. I have not given up hope altogether at all. I'm still hopeful that we will be able to stitch up a coalition, non-BJP, perhaps non-NPF, NPF. But then the NPF also will take a call once they have
Well,
the clear
well,
picture, clear figures. So I think NPF is an independent entity in
Who's
itself. It has been a good partner. There has been an understanding between the BJP and them for 5 years. That is another aspect. But when the results finally come out on 10th of
Right.
March, and if it brings about a hung assembly, please mind my words, a hung assembly, a fractured mandate again. Because if you look at the figures, poll of polls, you are still giving the lowest at 27. Wasbir, am I right? 27. Poll
Right.
of polls, BJP 27. You are still, no, let us, see,
Right.
let us not go to the extreme, the positive side. Let us, for a change, please take the minimum.
Okay,
For the change, please
lot of
accept the minimum.
lot of comments on my social media page. NPP is going to play a crucial role. That is one comment. Naga People's Front is a party that believes in peaceful coexistence between the hills and the valley. That is also one comment. One viewer is writing that the NPF is a party that believes in peaceful coexistence between the hills and the valley. Then a lot of people are writing in favor of the NPP, saying that NPP will play a very big role. Some people are saying that the BJP is going to definitely win. So somebody has said that NPF, somebody has said Nurul Hassan, and a lot of interesting comments. People are watching this show tonight, and I am now joined by Professor Priyaranjan Singh. Professor Priyaranjan Singh is a professor of economics at the Manipur University. Professor Priyaranjan Singh, welcome to the show tonight. We are discussing the exit polls. That the exit polls have given anything between 27 to 32 seats for the BJP. That is the poll of polls. If you can have the poll of polls on the screen very quickly. If you can have the poll, 27 to 32 seats. That is the poll of polls. All the polls taken together, the average. BJP 27 to 32, Congress 11 to 18, NPP 5 to 7, NPF 2 to 5, and others 5 to 10. This is the poll of polls. Your first comments, your immediate comments with Dr. Priyaranjan Singh. All right, so we are not true. We are not true to Dr. Priyaranjan Singh yet. Let him settle down, then we'll go to Dr. Priyaranjan Singh. Okay, Mr. Newmai, the basic question now is, the BJP made a massive campaign, Go to Hills. There was a cabinet meeting in the hill areas. Mr. Biren Singh, the moment he became chief minister, he started this Go to Hills, Go to Village campaign. Even the Prime Minister mentioned this during his campaign, that the BJP was the only party that launched this Go to Hills. Do you think that has clicked both the BJP and the NPF in the hill areas?
The concept of peace is different to NPF than other political parties, the way they interpret. The basic problem, how the social instability, economic and political crisis, which we have faced for a long time, it is because there is a gap between one community to another, between community to government. So all this has created a lot of issues which Manipur have faced a lot of untold mysteries during the last 15-20 years before the present government comes. Now, our role and our concept of peace is that we must try to understand the mentality, the minds, and the problems of the people. In Manipur, we have a very, very small tribe, and we have also bigger tribes like our Métis, and also in the hills there are many tribes which have no representative in the assembly, which have no voice, in whatever platform they may be, or whatever platform may be. So we have to go to the people, connect with the people, understand their mind. Then only, we try to address their grievances. That's how the gap between different communities are breached for last 5 years. I cannot say that,
Right.
I will not say that we have
Right.
fully done it, but we are yet to do it.
Right.
We're still yet to do. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm coming to you in a minute, Mr. Prithviraj Singh. I will also go. Yes, Mr. Hemachandra, you wanted to say something, Mr. Hemachandra. Yes.
Very quickly, because I think Wasbir, you must have listened very intently to what Mr. Neomai was saying. See, this Go to Hills campaign, I mean, I don't want to go back all the way back now, because we are now towards the end of the election and the results are coming in. But this Go to Hills, this slogan or this policy was always a non-starter from the beginning. In fact, nothing was happening on the ground. Having cabinet meetings in the Hill district doesn't add up to doing things in the hills or making infrastructural changes or making a quantum change in the hills. It didn't take off. Go to hills. You cannot go to hills by foot. You have to have infrastructure. You have to have a system. You have to have a transportation system. You have to have a system of delivery, which was not happening. So at best, this slogan was very hollow. I wish it doesn't happen, in the later years, whether we come into power or whether the present dispensation remains. It's not important for, these are all rhetoric. And I'm telling you, on our television, the popular television of the Northeast, that, we should get away from all these, whether it is us, the Congress, or whether it is the BJP, or whether it is the NPF, let us start doing things according to what we say from now on. And by the way, please, this Go to Hill, if you are talking about Go to Hill, this slogan has helped about in the, garnering of votes, then it will be the most unfortunate and the most incorrect, I think, assessment.
Mr. Singh, let me quickly get before going to our news editor, let me quickly get a response to this from Mr. Prithviraj Singh. Prithviraj, would you like to respond to what Mr. Hemachandra has said?
Wasbir Bhai, as per this tonight's exit poll, it's crystal clear that BJP is coming back to power. BJP 2.0, post 10th March, you'll see a BJP government. And my counterpart from the Congress have mentioned about that no connectivity in hills, power supply, so and so. But I would like to say that, our BJP's main election agenda in this election was bringing peace and development, especially in both hills and valley, which was not happening in the last, which were unable to bring these two areas together in the previous governments. So this is one key area which the BJP really focus on. This is what the Prime Minister, Shri Modi ji and Amit Shah ji is stressing on, bringing peace together, the valley and the hills. See, here you have seen, if you travel from Imphal to Ukhrul or to Tamenglong, the connectivity is extremely good. So if you travel from Imphal to Moreh, it takes about hardly 2.5 hours. The connectivity is, it's extremely good now. And plus, we talk about healthcare, you talk about the district hospitals, you have about 33 kV substations, right. You talk about the sports infrastructure. It has gone a quantum jump in the last 5 years. The Honorable Prime Minister, under his leadership, and his cabinet colleagues have visited Manipur many a times in the last 5 years, and they have bring in many special packages, especially for the hills. And it's a result of those, glorious 5 years that we see these figures. Although I also personally don't agree with this exit poll, that I personally believe that our share should be much higher than what we have seen in your screens.
Absolutely, Prithviraj. I am now joined by our news editor Nabarun Goswami from the news desk. Nabarun, you have been closely monitoring the entire campaign during the last several weeks. What do you make of these exit polls? If we look at the poll of polls between 27 to 32 seats, are you surprised at the figures being put to the NPP? Because NPF is fine, they contested 10 seats, they projected to get 2 to 6 seats. But the BJP, they were definitely, a lot of people, they unleashed their political might as far as the campaign is concerned. So how would you interpret the entire the exit polls tonight?
Yes, Wasbir, the BJP had fought this election with this mantra of "Ab ki baar 40 par," but mind you, they would still be mighty happy with the result, with the exit polls rather, the numbers that have been put forward, and all the exit polls that we have seen right now, it's putting BJP anywhere between 23 to as high as 38 seats. The poll of polls, as you mentioned rightly, says 27 to 32 seats. So yes, they may have fought with the mantra of "Ab ki baar 40 par," but 27 to 32 is not bad considering it's Manipur. And what also works to the advantage of the BJP probably here is that if the BJP even manages to get the 27, that is the lower end of it, still it augurs well for it. Say for a party like NPF predicted anywhere between 2 to 6 seats, 2 to 5 seats. We have others which may include the likes of JDU and Independents, who may get 5 to 10 seats. So it's anyone's guess that from there, even if the BJP is short by a 3 or 4 seats, it would not be very difficult for the BJP to cross the halfway mark to achieve the majority, even at this point in time, seeing the exit poll, even without the NPP, if I may dare say. So if there is one party which would be a bit bothered maybe at this point in time with the exit poll predictions, maybe the NPP. Mind you, both parties have been engaged in a bitter campaign. We have had allegations and counter allegations. We have the Deputy Chief Minister and NPP leader making allegations against the Chief Minister Biren Singh. We had Biren Singh also making allegations. So it has been a bitterly fought contest between the two allies, and the BJP also went on to say that NPP will not be a part of the next government, but we cannot rule anything out. They are together in states like Meghalaya.
Absolutely.
NPP is a part of NDA. Of course, we cannot rule out. End of the day, it may be all happy, big NDA family. But at this point in time, if the exit polls are anything to go by, then the BJP definitely has an advantage, can call the shots with the things amply clear that the NPF definitely is with the BJP. And do not forget the 5 to 10 independents, others JDU.
Absolutely. Thanks for your perspective, Navarin. We'll go back. As I was talking about the people watching this show tonight, live stream, all across Manipur, outside, and the diaspora watching the show tonight. Now, very interesting comments for, Mr. Nurul Hassan. Basically, Mr. Nurul Hassan, basically when you contested the elections, you campaigned extensively in your constituency. You were on this show a couple of times. Now, were you really serious when you said that the NPP will be a key player at this election, that you are going to get more than 20 seats? That is what all your top leaders, starting from Mr. Conrad Sangma to the Deputy Chief Minister who was on, Mr. Joykumar Singh was on my show one-to-one with me during the campaign. He also said that the NPP will get 20 seats. Tonight also you were saying that NPP will get 20 seats. So, on what basis are you saying this, even after so many exit polls have projected that you are going to get between 2 to 6 seats? But you must be having your own calculations, isn't it?
Yes, we have our own calculation. NPP will emerge as a single largest political party considering the prevailing political circumstances, the political void the alternative political party, who is the people of Manipur, was looking for, and NPP is an alternative political party in Bheli, in Imphal East, Imphal West, Thawal, in Bisempur district, in this 3 district, Kaksing, in this 3 Bheli, in the Bheli of Manipur, NPP has done really well. If you visit, if you happen to visit constituency to constituency, if you happen to talk with the people, not with the workers of a particular political party or with a candidate, the independent and the choice of candidate that NPP has filed in this state assembly elections, and the issues that we have raised, all this, because in Manipur elections are fought on the personality base, not on the party base. Party plays a 20% importance. It's a personality that drives the 80%.
Right.
So considering all these facts, all this reality, hurts reality, NPP will definitely emerge. We are confident. We are 100% confident, and we will emerge as the single largest political party. We will play the most important role
Right.
in the formation of next government.
We'll have to.
That is our
absolutely
belief.
very confident Nurul Hassan, the NPP leader there. Let me turn to Mr. Hemochandra Singh. Mr. Hemochandra Singh, compared to the BJP, where from the Prime Minister to the Home Minister to the party president to top cabinet ministers, they were everywhere. But as far as the Congress is concerned, except for that solitary visit by Rahul Gandhi, you had to make do with former minister and party observer Jairam Ramesh and few other party in charge for the region. The star power was definitely less as far as the Congress is concerned. Do you now looking back, do you think that could have turned the tide in favor of the BJP, at least if we go by the exit polls?
Well, yes, Wasbir, I would not entirely reject your comments or your observation. Prima facie, yes, it looked as if it was a bit like that, because Prime Minister Modi came, and then I think when it came to the Congress leaders, not all of them could converge. But we had technical issues. We had, the COVID situation. We had technical issues of, by the time the SOP, by the Election Commission had come in. So we had a lot of technical issues. But definitely, having seen the very, very aggressive campaign by the BJP, I'm sure, I think for future, I think, strategy, I think we could have had a little better, I think, strategizing, where we could have had more leaders. It is not that we didn't have many leaders, but yes, as you rightly said, we didn't have Mrs. Sonia Gandhi coming to us because of health reasons and other issues. But Manipur, if you look at Manipur very closely, you're from Assam, you know Assam very well. Here, I think, it is definitely, it adds on to the glitter, and then it adds on to the, general, mood of the election campaign. But it doesn't really matter whether big leaders come or not. Because if you remember, in our 15 years of Congress rule, Prime Minister Narasimha Rao didn't even come once. Or even Mrs. Sonia Gandhi didn't come even twice or thrice. So these things don't actually matter on the ground. But in the case of Manipur, for instance, because this was a very high profile, high decibel, campaigning. So I think to a certain extent, I feel, of course, there's a lot of room for, post poll, analysis and this and that.
Right.
I'll leave it for another day. But
Right.
I'm still not giving up hope, because we are still very upbeat.
Not giving up,
and,
not giving
as
up
you-
hope. Not giving up hope.
Why not?
Right.
See,
Absolutely,
my last words,
absolutely.
I'll tell you.
Why?
Politics is a game of resilience.
Absolutely.
See, where was the BJP?
Politics
BJP
is a
started
game
with
of-
2 MPs.
Right. I agree.
It's time
I
to
take
come
that
back
point.
again.
I take that point.
And by
I'm
the
now
way,
joined.
we have to respect
I'm
the
now
mandate of the people.
I am now joined by Dr. Priyaranjan Singh. I had lost the line to him earlier. Dr. Priyaranjan Singh is a professor of economics at Manipur University. Dr. Priyaranjan Singh, the average exit poll today says the BJP is going to get 27 to 32 seats in Manipur, Congress 11 to 16 seats, NPP 5 to 7 seats, NPF between 2 to 5 seats, and others between 5 to 10 seats. What are your first comments on the exit poll? Do you agree with the predictions?
Hello.
Do you agree with the predictions, please?
Yeah, we cannot hear the sound.
Okay, we don't have Priyaranjan Singh still. I request my producers to kindly fix the line with him. And in fact, we can also try Mr. Achumbemo Kikon, the Secretary General of the Naga People's Front, on the phone line from Kohima. So these are some of the things that we are going to try in the next few minutes. and we are also going to try on the phone line some other commentators from Imphal. We'll also try our correspondent, Sarat Chandra, if possible, because Sarat Chandra can join us on the phone line from wherever he is at this point in time. Mr. Prithviraj Singh, it's a very positive development as far as the exit polls. We know, I want to qualify this, we'll have to wait till the 10th of March. At the end of the day, the final results are what matters. But do you think today that if the BJP is short of the numbers, who are the people that you are going to turn to? NPF is one of them. Do you have any others to fall back on? Lord, the Congress said that the JDU is also your B team. The JDU is also your B team. Last time also the JDU won 1 seat. Who knows? This time the JDU may also get 1 or 2 seats. Who knows? So, who are your potential allies? If the NPP is not your ally this time, who could be your potential allies apart from the NPF?
Well, Wasbir bhai, we have been saying from day one that the BJP will be forming the government on its own, and the question of depending or falling on other allies does not arise in this case. And like I have mentioned that it's a very encouraging figures which are shown on your screens, but I personally and the party does not agree to this. We believe that our figure should be at least 7 to 8 seats more than that, and I strongly believe that on the come 10th March, and you'll see the number going much higher than what you have projected tonight. As far as the ally management is concerned, it is like I have mentioned earlier also, it is the party high command to decide. But one thing is crystal clear, that BJP will definitely go with those allies who have stood through thick and thins in the last turbulent 5 years, and other decision of going which party coming to going along with the BJP will be taken care of by the high command.
Right.
And JDU, B team and C team, these are all political rhetoric which other party keep throwing on the BJP. So this is not a very substantial question which I believe that necessary to answer. And you were earlier talking about some comments on your social media account that the NPP will be playing a very crucial role in the post 10th March, right? So I would like to say to all my friends from the NPP and their friends that all this time the NPP has been living, it's like Alice in Wonderland. So there has been living in complete denial. So by projecting, by contesting 40 seats, they expect about 20 seats.
Absolutely, Prithvi, absolutely. So, very interesting. Prithvi, hold your thoughts.
My message to the NPP is that I sincerely hope that NPP plays a very crucial and very responsible role as an opposition, as a very constructive and a very responsible role in the opposition with whatever seats they have won, along with the Congress. That's my takeaway.
Okay, Prithviraj Singh saying that NPP should play the role of a responsible opposition. I will go to Mr. Kasung in a while, will join me. But Nurul Hassan, very quick comment. Prithviraj said that NPP should play the role of a responsible opposition like the Congress. We have got 2 top leaders. You are the NPP senior leader, and I have Hemachandra Singh, one of the topmost leaders of the Congress in Manipur. Nurul, what would you say to Prithviraj?
My dear co-panelist Prithviraj, my only message is that I think you will realize only after 10th March, when the real result is in front of you, who forms the government and who sits at the opposition. It is still premature to decide, and I hope that making such premature statement in a national television channel is just very childish statement.
Okay.
I would say.
Totally refuted, described it as a...
I hope. Wasbir?
Yes, Mr. Singh. Yes.
Yeah, Wasbir, of course, well taken, in very good spirits, what my brother and friend Prithviraj has said. See, in democracy, whether we sit in the opposition or whether we form the government is decided by the people, finally. and let us still wait very gracefully till the 10th of March. And who knows, tables may be turned, it could be, exit polls, whatever we are discussing may come out correct, it may not come out correct, that is not important.
Absolutely.
What is important is that we should respect the mandate of the people. If the mandate of the people is for us to again sit in the opposition and play the role of the opposition with like-minded, parties, it could be the NPP, it could be JDU, it could be independent, it doesn't matter. It is for the larger cause of the nation, it is for the larger cause of Manipur.
Let's give more breaking points on our slugs. Let's give more breaking points. Now, one of the breaking points is that the Congress says that it respects the mandate of the people. Whatever is the mandate on 10, the Congress is going to respect the mandate of the people. That is the main pillar, that is the main tenet of democracy. I am now joined by Mr. Honreiko Kasung. Mr. Honreiko Kasung is the General Secretary of the NPF in Manipur. I request Mr. Nyumai to stay on. Mr. Nyumai, I'm coming back to you soon. But Mr. Honreiko Kasung, the General Secretary of the NPF in Manipur. Now, you contested 10 seats, Mr. Kasung. You contested 10 seats. The Brexit polls are predicting between 2 to 6 seats, 2 to 5 seats for the NPF. So, is it on expected lines? Today, do you think that the NPF should have contested a few more seats?
No, since our party has decided to contest in 10, so we don't feel any other mind. So we are expecting more than 50% of the candidate that we set up.
Right.
Yes.
So now, I request Mr. Hemachandra Singh to stay with me for a few more minutes. That is my request to Mr. Hemachandra Singh, just a few more minutes. But Mr. Kasung, I was asking this question to Mr. Awangbo Nyumai, who is also in this panel tonight. We have got a very strong presence of the Naga People's Front tonight on our show. Now, Mr. Kasung, do you think that the BJP had launched the Go to Hills campaign? To what extent that is going to benefit the BJP? To what extent that is going to benefit the NPF? Because the NPF has said very clearly that they had no problem with the BJP during the last 5 years, and they have no problem in working together with the BJP again.
Yeah, as our president has stated, we have no problem with them. And the program that Go to Hills, of course, material benefit may not be there, but people interaction and understanding one another for social harmony is improving.
Right. Now, Mr. Nyumai, your party, the NPF, Mr. Nyumai, has been repeatedly saying, your party has been repeatedly saying that your first objective is to bring peace. Now we are seeing that the Naga peace process has reached a very, very advanced stage. Now, what kind of a solution? Because the BJP has promised the territorial integrity of Manipur. So today we know that we are talking about the exit poll, but it is all likely perhaps you could be part of the government again. So, what will be your stand?
Many people fail to understand the situation, the real situation at the state. It is something which is missing is that many parties did not try to understand the interests of the people. We have to understand the interest of the people. We have to understand the sentiment of the people. Now, what is lacking is not only the road, it is not only the other economic development. People think, and other party thinks that if we give them a good road, if you give them a good house, then everything will go okay. It is not like that. It is the interest of the people, the sentiment of the people that is important to us. Then only the rest of the things will follow, unless there is peace. Now the peace negotiation is going on between Government of India and Nagas. Let there be peace. It will not only benefit the Nagas, but it will benefit the entire country. That's why Government of India is taking initiative.
Right.
I hope you can hear me. Yeah.
I can hear you.
So,
Yes.
yeah, we will still say, let there be a peaceful settlement. The ongoing peace talk, we want this talk to conclude as early as possible, which will benefit everybody, as they agreed upon, both the parties agreed to bring amicable, acceptable, and permanent solution, which means which will be acceptable to everybody. So, why there should be, uh, any problem with anybody to bring peace in the country? This is what we stands for, and we continue to say that let the Naga solution comes, which will bring peace to everybody in the state, as well as in the country, as well as in the Northeast. This is what we stands for. It is not that we are only for the Nagas, but
Right.
if it is going to benefit only for the Nagas, I don't think government of India will take any solution on that line also. This will benefit also something which will benefit also Nagas, as well as also the other
Okay, we
other
will
communities
try
in the
to. I
country.
was absolutely. I was also trying to take an independent view from Dr. Priyaranjan. I don't know what has happened to him. His line we are not getting. Unfortunately, his views were very important tonight. The only independent view. So let us have Mr. Priyaranjan on the screen. If he's there, let's have more windows on the screen. So, Dr. Priyaranjan Singh, what do you think of the exit poll predictions today?
I think it is in the right direction, and most of
Let's
the
increase the volume. Yes.
it is in the right direction, and we have seen on other channels, national channels, that the BJP is coming to power. This is quite obvious, and I think, given the exit polls from various agencies, I'm definitely sure that the BJP is going to form the government.
Now, was it on expected lines? Because a lot of the NPP leader is sitting on the panel. A lot of people thought that the NPP this time is going to make a dent, but the exit polls are saying something totally different. Of course, the NPP is confident that they are going to make a very good performance. But the point is, NPP contested 40 seats and they are projected to get between 5 to 7 seats. Does it surprise you, the exit polls?
It does not surprise me, because NPP and other parties, except the Congress and the BJP, all the other parties are, as I repeatedly say, fly-by-night parties. They don't have any roots in Manipur. So these are parties which are essentially formed when election comes. So people have, many reluctance in giving these people, who will join any party at any moment of time. So I think that is working against them. No doubt, in Manipur, you see, the person who is the candidate matters a lot, no doubt. But people are not, fools. People also look at them and their histories and all that. So I think this is a way of teaching, all these aspirants that they better check their manners, the way they treat people, as if people don't care about parties and all that.
Dr. Priyaranjan Singh, what are the options? What are the options for the Congress and the NPP? Suppose if the NPP is not part of the BJP, do you think the Congress, NPP and the left parties and the JDU, if they get 1 or 2 seats, and do you think they can all come together? Do you think they can come together even if it is some kind of a hodgepodge kind of a coalition? Do you see a possibility, or do you see that there is no such possibility this time? It's directly a BJP going with the NPF?
BJP and NPF, they will go together. And my hunch is that BJP would not shy away from forming a coalition with NPP, JDU, whoever. You see, they are going to get above 21, which they got last time. So the way things are going, BJP would welcome, these NPP, NPF, I mean, these are all bedfellows in
Right. But
forming government in the
yeah,
northeast.
that
So
Dr. Priyaranjan Singh there saying that the BJP will definitely go with the NPF and that it's going to be a BJP-led government in Manipur. That is the prediction of Dr. Priyaranjan Singh of the Manipur University. But one more thing, Priyaranjan Singh, very quickly, I'm joined by Mr. Achumbemo Kikon, the Secretary General of the NPF, joining me from Kohima. But before that, very quickly, Dr. Priyaranjan Singh, do you think that the NPP, because NPP is still a part of NEDA, do you think finally, if necessary, do you think the NPP will be forced to side with the BJP? Although the BJP has said that the NPP will not be part of the BJP this time. Do you think that that possibility is still open?
no, I think NEDA is very important, and BJP has taken abroad all its smaller parties. But I think, in the interest of building its roots in the northeastern region, BJP would like to have, these NPP and JDU and all that. They would want to have them on board. But the question is whether the BJP, which has already had a 5 year term, if they get another 5 years, whether the local BJP, what matters is the local BJP. This time the local BJP would say that we need to be in the government, we need ministerial berths. I mean, we should minimize how we award our smaller partners. So that will be a limiting factor, no doubt. But I strongly believe that BJP is going to take abroad all these smaller parties in the interest of NEDA.
Very interesting, very interesting,
Yeah.
very interesting. So, the sense I'm getting from what Dr. Priyaranjan Singh is saying is that the BJP in Manipur this time may face a problem of plenty, That is what Dr. Priyaranjan Singh is saying, because the local BJP might say that why give so many ministerial berths to other parties? Let us, we have sacrificed for 5 years and we have nurtured our constituencies. If they win, they would like to have the ministerial berths. But that may not be the case because the NPF has only contested 10 seats. So whatever they win, that may not be a problem to join the BJP. I am now joined, as I said, by Mr. Achumbemo Kikon, a very influential leader of the Naga People's Front, the Secretary General of the party, joining me live from Kohima. Mr. Achumbemo Kikon, you contested only 10 seats. And you are projected to get between 2 to 6 seats. Do you think today that the NPF could have contested some more seats in Manipur? Do you regret not contesting more seats in Manipur?
Yes, good evening, Wasbir. I can hear
Let's
you.
increase the
I
volume.
hope you hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, increase the volume. Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Only last night I came back from Manipur after 20 days of intensive campaign. We are hopeful that we should win 8 out of 10 seats. We have no regret in setting up 10 candidates. There is no regret as such. It is an official decision of the party, and we have taken the correct decision in not being very for not being very ambitious. I have already stated in some of your shows that we are not a very ambitious party. There is a target for this party, and we wanted to focus on that. Now, there is a problem coming up for not announcing the repoll in 42 Technopal. I strongly demand through your channel that this repoll should be announced. The Election Commission of India must announce the repoll in 42 Technopal because EVMs were destroyed now, but the report says that after the EVMs were destroyed, how can the presiding officer the competition authorities show that there is no problem when there is the clear evidence of the EVM being damaged in 42 Technopal and other areas like 41 Chandel? And therefore, the repoll has to be, and if these repolls are announced, I'm confident that the exit polls which are showing now, our number will increase, and we will definitely, win much more than the expected number that you are showing on the screen.
Absolutely, Mr. Achumba Kikon there saying that there are absolutely no regret in contesting 10 seats, and if the repoll takes place, the projection, the end result of the NPF will be much more. But one last question to you, Mr. Achumba Kikon. It is very clear now that the NPF is going to side with the BJP in Manipur.
Well, our President Dr. Surajule Legislature has convened a core committee meeting on the 9th of this month, that is day after tomorrow, where the senior party leaders will sit and we will take stock of the situation, the outcome of the probable result that will be announced on the 10th of March. But the fact remains that we are in the thorough understanding with the BJP even in this election, because two of our honorable ministers are part of the government. Even this evening, and also the two MLAs, we have 4 MLAs in present. So definitely that understanding still continues, and hopefully we will be able to go together again with certain objectives.
Right. Mr. Achumba Kikon, you said day after tomorrow the NPF is meeting. Where is this meeting going to take place?
It will be in Kohima in our President Dr. Shirojula Legislature. The party's senior leaders will speak, and definitely we will take stock of the situation.
And Mr. Kikon, your party senior party leaders from Manipur are also going to join this meeting in Kohima day after tomorrow?
Well, this will be only the central leadership, the central headquarters in Kohima. We will see then, of course, the views expressed by our state unit president, Mr. Wambo Nyumai, will be also taken into consideration. All these aspects will be discussed. But I am stating it again and again. I am reiterating that our understanding with TTV continues, because we are a part of the government. We don't want to be hypocrite, by being a part of the government and also trying to take our own stand again without having proper understanding with our alliance partner.
Right. Mr. Achumba Kikon, thank you very much for speaking to me on the show tonight. Let me go back quickly. The breaking news is that the NPF is going to have a very, very crucial meeting. NPF is going to have a very crucial meeting day after tomorrow in Kohima, where the top NPF leaders from Nagaland and Manipur are going to decide on the party's future course of action. Is Mr. Nyumai still on the show? Okay, I have Mr. Hunreko Kasong, the General Secretary of the NPF Manipur. Mr. Kasong, you just heard NPF Secretary General Achumba Kikon saying that there is a very important meeting in Kohima day after tomorrow. So, are you going to attend the meeting? Is Mr. Awangbo Nyumai going to attend the meeting?
See, because it is the meeting of the party, definitely we will participate.
We need the audio.
And as a disciplined party, we all have to sit together, decide properly.
Okay, breaking story, breaking news. NPF is going to have a crucial meeting in Kohima day after tomorrow, that is on the 9th, to prepare to finalize the party's strategy for the after the results are declared on the 10th. Now, Mr. Nurul Hassan, is Mr. Conrad Sangma due to arrive in Manipur tomorrow or day after? Is he coming?
He is coming on the 10th March, on the day the result will come. They will be coming in the morning.
Okay, the breaking story again from Manipur is that the NPP National President Conrad Sangma will be in Manipur on result day, that is 10th of March. So there is a lot of hectic politicking going to take place in the days ahead. Conrad Sangma will be in Manipur on the 10th. Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma will be there around that time. The NPF is going to have a meeting in Kohima day after tomorrow. Mr. Hemachandra Singh has left the show, so I don't know whether Mr. Nyumai is with me. Mr. Nyumai is with me. Mr. Nyumai, are you going to Kohima day after tomorrow?
Yes, as and when I'm asked to come, I'm always ready to go and meet my central leaders. If I'm required and if I'm invited, I'm surely going to join the meeting.
Absolutely. Now, Now, Mr. Nurul Hassan, you have seen last time in 2017, the Congress, despite winning 28 seats, could not form the government because the BJP is always fast in cobbling up alliances. I am coming to Prithviraj on this. The BJP is very, very swift as far as alliance formation is concerned. Now, what is the NPP doing at this point in time? Are you talking to potential allies at this point in time in Manipur? Nurul Hassan, if you can hear me, is the NPP...
The national president, yes, the final call will be taken only after the results is out. That is on the 10th of March, after sitting with the elected legislature and the national president, with whom we are going to have an alliance, post-poll alliance. So it is still too premature to decide that with which political party we are going, but we will definitely be going with the like-minded political parties.
Absolutely, NPP to go with like-minded political parties. Conrad Sangma arriving in Imphal on 10th of March. Dr. Priyaranjan, what is your assessment? What could be the different permutation and combinations that you see in the days ahead? What could the Congress do to hold on, to improve its tally? What could the Congress do to bring potential allies? What could the NPP do to do the same?
I think very little option is left for the Congress, given the fact that they are not going to win many seats. And then NPF and NPP, these are parties which already has many obligations to the BJP in their strongholds, in Nagaland or in Meghalaya. These parties have bonds with the BJP, and the BJP has been this time, intelligent enough to, rein in the NSNIM or the cookie, organizations, So it has been doing a lot of work, the BJP, in order to bring peace in the hills of northeastern region. And by the by, with that, the silver lining for them is that they have been able to persuade these NPP or NPF, to relax things in the hill regions, especially where voting was not democratic. This time, there has been a lot of democracy and freedom in whom you vote for in the hill regions. That probably is working in favor of the BJP in certain seats, and the NPF is also wise enough, seeing the fact that they should be in the government in Manipur. So the NPF and the NPP, even if it creates some hiccups at the beginning, ultimately I feel that NPP, NPF are going to join the BJP, which is a realistic thing and which probably BJP will enforce on them in some way or the other. So that leaves very little option for the Congress to rope in other parties. In fact, Congress should be fearing whether their house is going to crumble further. Even if they win anywhere between 17 seats, the highest predicted by these opinion polls.
Yeah.
Congress, I think, need to be a very strong opposition party. If at all, Manipur needs a strong opposition
Absolutely.
party. The Congress has not been playing that role in the last 5 years. In fact, they have been imploding inside themselves.
Right.
So I think the Congress should learn to be a responsible opposition.
Absolutely. Dr. Priyaranjan Singh, thanks very much for your insight. Really, that was a great insight. Final comments from you, Prithviraj Singh, BJP leader from. What do you think is going to happen on the 10th of March? Final comments. I'm running absolutely short of time. Prithviraj.
On the 10th of March, the people of Manipur will see a BJP absolute majority government, and the people of Manipur will see the continuation of work which this BJP government have done all the good work of this BJP government have done in the past 5 years. There will be a continuation of that, and the strong and a very stable BJP government, supported by are very trusted and tried ally in the last 5 years, and you'll see a very strong, stable, peaceful, and what to say, Manipur on the road to progress and development. So that's what the BJP government will be delivering in the next 5 years.
Absolutely, we'll have to wait and watch 10th March, the big day, that is the result day. We'll be live from 7 in the morning, result day live with me from 7 o'clock in the morning on the 10th. I'll request all our panelists to be with us on that day. Your perspectives have always been extremely useful. Mr. Prithviraj Singh, Mr. Hemachandra Singh, Mr. Nurul Hassan, Mr. Numai, Mr. Kasung, and of course the other leaders who have been extremely insightful during this debate. Our viewers want your views on result day as well. So I am putting out a public request to you right now on this show to join me live during the day on result day according to your convenience. We'll contact you on that. But at the end of the day, the exit polls predicting a clear edge for the BJP in Manipur. It has we'll have to wait and watch. The Congress comes second, and of course the NPP third. NPP has not contested 60 seats. NPP had contested only 40 seats, and therefore we'll have to wait and watch how things pan out on result day. But yes, as Dr. Priyaranjan Singh has said, very little options left for some of the parties to maneuver. But the BJP, as I have said, is very, very swift as far as coalition formation is concerned, and only alliance that has taken shape, at least in the realm of understanding, is the one between the BJP and the NPF, because both parties have said they trust each other. On the show tonight also they have said categorically that they have no problem working together, the BJP and the NPF. The others are playing the cards close to their chest. The NPP having a crucial meeting on the 10th. The NPP national president is arriving in Imphal on the 10th. NPF having a very crucial meeting in Kohima on the 9th. A lot of politicking already taken place. The NEDA convener already in touch with several of the political parties, including his own party, that is the BJP in Manipur. So we are going to see some brisk politicking in the days ahead, but at the end of the day, all eyes on 10th of March. We'll be live. Northeast Live will bring you minute-to-minute coverage on result day from 7 in the morning. So do join us for the detailed coverage of the results on the 10th of March from 7 in the morning.